I really am. I know I say this every freaking time I start a video. I'm going to try to make this very short and sweet this morning because I really only do have a couple minutes. I come back to this just about... Sorry, I'm going to try to turn my brightness up because I can't even see my screen. I turned it down last night. I had a migraine. I think about this statement quite often. I guess it's been about 2 years now. My uncle died. And while at the one uncle's funeral, a cousin for another uncle, we were telling him about how my dad, we were going to have a celebration of life for him. And that I wasn't inviting it. This particular cousin, I didn't think he would want to come anyways. So, but he was being invited, and he looked straight at me and he said, "No offense." He said, "No offense, but I don't think I'll come to your dad's," because this was from my mom's side of the family and they were divorced. He said, "I don't think I'm going to come to your dad's funeral or celebration of life," because it wasn't even a funeral, it was a celebration of life. I was like, I ain't going to take offense to it. It's fine. Not everybody has to come. He wasn't everybody's cup of tea. He wasn't everybody's cup of coffee. Hell, he wasn't everybody's drink of water. He was for some of us, but he wasn't for everybody. So, but he said, yeah. So, but he decided to explain why he wasn't going to come. He said, well, when we were growing up, and like, we come over to your house, you come over to ours, or if we were at grandma's or whatever, he said when he'd see me, he'd always say, "Hey, hoodlum," or "Hey, heathen." And my dad was a preacher. To him, we are all hoodlums and heathens. He's a preacher. He was a hoodlum and heathen. We are God's hoodlums and heathens. It is God's daily affirmation to turn us into angels. So he starts the day out with, and he starts his whole "Good morning, hoodlums and heathens." To us humans. Now, if he's talking on the other side, he says, "Good morning, angels." We don't have our wings yet. We're humans and we're on Earth. Now, if I'm talking to people, "Good morning, Earth angels. How are we doing this morning?" But my daddy didn't talk that way. He was a preacher. I'm a preacher, just for the other side. "Good morning, Earth angels." Earth angels, guess what? Because if you go back into the Bible, remember you have to do that whole thing. Lucifer was God's son. If Lucifer runs hell, and hell is on earth, because when he cast Lucifer out of heaven, he said, "You shall run the garden." You wanted to be in the garden? You wanted to go down there and tell Adam and Eve that they needed to eat the apple and they needed the knowledge? Well, then you shall stay there. And the garden was where? Oh, honey, yeah, that's right. Garden is earth. And he said, you shall stay in the garden. Stay on fucking earth. You wanted to be there? You're there. And he turned him into a serpent that can change. What do we say humans can do? Change. And we do. From the second we're fucking born, don't we change? And we spit those words with that tongue. And we slice people with our tongues. Yeah, we might as well go ahead and have that same serpent tongue. Because we can do the same damn damage now, can't we? Oh, when we can bite you, and we can spit that poison. We can poison you the same damn way that a snake can if it bites you or a spider. Only the thing is, actually, no, we can kill you just as quick. We just need extra fucking potions. Or tools. Or bare hands. I mean, it's a thing. I don't know why women like killing so much. I don't understand. We don't even like to get our hands dirty. We usually send somebody else to do the shit. That's a thing, too. I don't understand. But anyways, so my cousin didn't want to come to my daddy's funeral. Celebration of life. Because my dad said something. Now, here's the trigger warning for anybody, just anybody. Because you've never had to have this happen to you, period, at all, to understand. You wouldn't want to. But hey, cuz, the reason I didn't come to your daddy's funeral had nothing to do with anything he ever said to me, because when he did this, he never said a fucking word. And I'm not the only one. And what he did to me wasn't even half as bad as what he did to others, because I got saved. Your brother saved me. And what he said to your brother was like 20,000 times worse than what he ever said to you. By the way, you were the one my dad liked. Damn. You weren't the one that was out there doing all the dumb shit. Imagine that. My daddy actually liked you, and you wouldn't have. But I bet if your brother was still alive, and I would have said to him, "Hey, cuz, we're having a celebration of life for your uncle," I bet if he would have been able to, I bet he would have came. But he had passed away before my daddy. So, yeah, my dad might have said some dumbass shit. But at least my daddy never touched little girls. Especially his family members. My daddy tried. At least motherfucking tried to pass on some good fucking knowledge. My daddy tried to not be like the generation before him. My daddy fucking tried. Well, let's see. What I know about your daddy, he taught you how to be a racist. He taught you how to pick favorites. And you act just fucking like your daddy, so I wonder. How do you treat little girls? Do you have a preference too? Did he teach you that? No, I ain't accusing you. I'm just wondering, did he teach you that? Yeah, I know that sounds sick. No, I'm not accusing you. I know it sounds sick. It sounds disgusting, doesn't it? But when we talk about the things our fathers teach us, well, I know he taught you racism. I know he taught you gluttony. I know he taught you how to pick a fucking favorite. And how do I know this? Cousin. Because I've watched you. I've watched you. Have some of that. Nope. want me to spit on that grave. How do I know all of this? Because I watched. I've listened when you spoke. Remember, I was that little girl that used to ride in the passenger seat with you as we drove up that big hill to go to that building that had that cross thing on it? Remember, I sang in that choir. I went to that Sunday school. I sat in those church pews next to you. Ever wonder why I never wanted to go back? Because after we left that building, I heard you talk about people whose skin was colored black. I heard you talk about those other people who sat in those pews. After you listened to that preacher tell you not to judge them. But that's exactly what you did. Instead of opening your doors and your heart to them, you decided that you had the choice to go ahead and judge them down here on earth like you are the god or the goddess. Last time I checked, God has not came down here and said to me, well, Jessica, yeah, you got to listen to that person right there. That person right there is your holy boss on earth. I have yet to see that person that has came down from a fucking spaceship or with holy wings and flown from the fucking sky and landed in front of me and spoke to me and said, hey, so-and-so, yeah, until the day you die, you have to absolutely listen to every fucking single word they say, and everything that they tell you to do, you have to do it. They're your boss. And even if I'm telling you right now, even if that fucking happened, I'd be like, fuck you! Because that ain't happening. Those fighting words. Who the fuck you think you are? My daddy? My daddy stopped telling me what the fuck to do when I was 9. And he decided to move the fuck out the house. You ain't in the house every day? You don't have a right to tell me what to do. You forfeited your right of what to say. I mean, you can give me your opinion, but your absolute right on what to say and anything that I'm going to do. You walked out the house. You packed your shit and you didn't take me with you. Forfeit. That's like being on a team or being a team in a game and then you walking up out of the fucking stadium in the middle of it and saying, well, we were in the lead, so we won, right? No, you had a whole second fucking half to play. What the fuck you mean you think you won? Whole second half to play. We were just at halftime. You thought you already won the game? No, bitch. Wake up. Wake up. We were just letting you breathe. Do you understand now? That's why God sets the sun down and gave us the moon. That's why God says, go to bed. You need to sleep. You need to rest. So I'm going to turn the lights out. I'll leave a nightlight on for you, okay? So that way it's not too scary, because we know that people get scared of the dark. It's what the moon's for. It's a nightlight. And then when he turns the nightlight out, he leaves those little twinkly things usually. Sometimes smoke comes in and it clouds it up. Yeah, that's when your parents are having a party in the other room and everybody's smoking in the freaking house. Kids really appreciate it if you take the smoking outside, so that way they can see those twinkling things, because it's like if you take a lamp and you put the cloth with all the little holes or like little designs, and they think it's pretty. Or, you buy the things for the babies that have and it makes... Okay, kids like the little shiny shimmery. Adults like it too. Sideways. Sorry. Saw a squirrel. Went squirrely. But seriously, I ain't doubting there's a higher power. And no, cuz I ain't saying that's what you are. You're actually a really good grandpa. A grandpa without ever being a real dad. I mean, because seriously, this cousin doesn't have any kids. But he does have stepkids that were pretty much grown by the time he married in. And they have kids, and he is a really good grandpa, which is how I know. Sorry, cuz, but you do play favoritism. You have one that's really your favorite. You have others. But you know what I never see? Anything about any of the others. Ever. Ever. Just one. Hell, I didn't even know about one of them until somebody else told me. I was like, wait, there's a whole nother kid? Never even knew. Never even knew. Never even knew. So yeah, you took offense to a comment. I took offense to an action. And it was not even an action that he only took against me. If he only would have taken that offense against me, and it would have stopped, and it would have been done, I would have been fine. But see, when I went ahead and told Pam that it happened, you know what she said? I said, if I tell you, you won't believe me. You never fucking believe me. And she said, if you told me that he did it, I will believe you. I said, why? What makes it so different about him? She said, because he did it to me. Wait. What? He did it to you? Did you speak out? Yeah, I told. And she's still married to him? She still had kids with him? She didn't leave him then? Nobody believed her. So therefore, she believed me. And then, but yet, when she spoke out for me, guess what? Still didn't change nothing. So, the fact that this man lived the last 25 years of his fucking life with cancer, one cancer after another, after another, after another, after another. Thank you, God, for punishing the man when nobody else would. My prayers came true. No, I ain't sorry. He had to suffer in ways that me and other girls had to suffer from the inside out. No, I ain't sorry. And his last days were agonizing. Good. No, I ain't fucking sorry, and you want to know why? Because every day for his victims is fucking agonizing until the day we die. And yeah, people tell us let us go. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. But here's the thing that people don't understand about trauma. It does actual brain damage. It causes actual scars. Sometimes those scars are physical. Like sometimes the damage that the people do is actually physical, and sometimes we have to look at that shit every fucking day of our lives on the outside. And sometimes it's only mental, but it still causes a scar on our brain. And we might not see it. Anybody ever had surgery? Can you feel the scar tissue if you've had your like a rotator cuff done? And every time you move your arm, you can feel that scar tissue. I can feel the scar tissue from my hysterectomy. I can feel the scar tissue from my C-section. I can feel the scar tissue from when they cut me when I had my oldest son. And trust me, that little cut and where they sewed me back up twice from both of my vaginal births has done damage down there. Well, they say that it's repair. I say that it's damage. It was fine originally. I had kids. It ripped. They said they repaired it. No. I mean, yeah, you sewed it back up, but you didn't put it back to original. It's still damaged. There's still scar tissue. But here's the thing. I do have a scar now. I made sure that I have a physical representation on me. So when people say, but he never left a scar on your outside. No, he didn't. But here, let me explain that I made sure that you can see it. When I say there's a scar on my brain, well, here, I put it on my body for you to understand. You see that green, and you see that yellow, and you see that purplish blue? Green is for mental health. That yellow is for bone cancer. And that bluish purple, that stands for chronic pain. Because I couldn't take people telling me that he didn't leave a scar on the outside of my body anymore. There's my scar. Here, I put a matching one on the other side. My story does go on. And I love now that it represents not only a fucking semicolon, but it also looks like a lowercase j because my name is Jessica. Jessica Ann. Jessica Ann Cook. And as people love to say, Jesus Christ is the big J. Well, that might be the little J, that's fine with me. Fine with me, let him be the big J. I wouldn't want that cross to bear. Would you? I'm pretty sure the crosses that I have to bear are big enough. Because let me tell you, when I wear those crosses around my neck, and it doesn't matter how little, how big, if you wear those earrings, put it on a ring, an anklet, a tattoo, ask anybody. That cross can feel awfully heavy, like it's weighing you down, make you feel like you're sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Makes you want to rip it off. Here we go again with the wind. Me and the wind, man. If I could just capture it, just wait. He likes to play. But he does like to move those colors. No. People like to take offense to a lot of things. Take offense to how somebody talks. Literally. How somebody talks. People take offense because I have a southern accent. And how mad I get, well, depict how much it comes out. If I'm not really that mad, you really won't hear it. Oh, but if I am pissed. I worked at a factory and the maintenance man always told me they could tell when my machine was down. If somebody had ran their mouth to me or something, like they knew I was bad, and depending on who I was calling for, depending on what I was mad about. And they always knew. And if I was calling for them, they knew to come running, don't fuck around. Because by the time they got there, if they took their time, I was going to be even more pissed off. And by the time they got there, depending on how nice I was going to be to them, because I might be like, yeah, it's just this again, can you please fix it? Or I was just going to point. I was just going to be, fix it! Don't talk to me until you do. Just most of this shit, if it was a bottle or something like that, I could just get in there and fucking unjam it myself and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But if it was like a filler or something that needed it, Jersey, fix it. And he'd just laugh at me and he'd be like, I thought I had a thick accent. This one guy was from Jersey and another guy was from like Nebraska. Both of them had thick accents, and then here's me with this fucking southern. We were a treat to sit at a table with. We got made fun of a lot. But that was all we got made fun of for, was just our accents, because we all said the same words. Like, we all cussed, we all had a dark humor, we all had a dirty mind, like, in the gutter kind of humor. You could say just about anything to us. Yeah, but the one thing that I did take offense to, and so did they, was when one guy who wanted to date me, I didn't want to date him, so he went into the boys' bathroom and wrote some nasty things about me. And then one of the maintenance guys had to go and tell the supervisor, and the supervisor had to come pull me off my line and be like, you need to come with me. Why? You need to see this. Why? Well, it's already been documented, and we're pretty sure we know who it is, but you need to come here. So that shit had to be painted over. Oh, and he put my phone number out there. So then I had to change my phone number. It was some fucking bullshit. All because I didn't want to date him. But I started dating somebody else. Because I liked the other guy. I really didn't like this one. I wasn't clicking with this one. But I was with this one. Some people take offense to the color of your skin. For no other reason. They don't even have to see your face. Like, so seriously, you can be a white person and put on some tanning stuff to make you look like you're from another country. Cover up everything else. Just make you look like you're from another country. Go out in public and see how people treat you. How about this? Dress like you're from the slums and go out to the rich areas and see how fast you get the cops called on you. Dress like you're rich and walk in the slums and see how fast you get jumped. You can be the same color. People will judge you for the clothes you wear. Me and my old man, we talked about that when he lived in East Dayton, that he always would make sure that he had on, like, the absolute trashiest clothes, even though he had some nicer clothes. He wouldn't wear them when he would walk through, like, the East Side of Dayton, because when he come off the bus and he was walking to where they lived at, he didn't want to get fucking jumped and robbed, because he might have just cashed his fucking paycheck, and he might have had a couple $100 on him, But if he would have had the more decent clothes on him, there was a better chance of him getting jumped and robbed. So he would make sure he always never wore anything that made him stand out to where it looked like he had anything. Now, I could wear, it didn't matter. I could walk out dressed like this, like a bum. Okay, I can go anywhere and wear anything, and it is not gonna fucking matter. I'm still gonna have guys hit on me. I'm still gonna have guys try to get my number if I'm alone. Hell, sometimes it doesn't even matter. I can have a guy with me. I could be all up. Ain't gonna matter. They won't give a fuck about him at all. They won't have any respect for him. They don't want even have respect for me. They will still try to get with me. I've had friends tell me that they've been out with their old ladies and their kids, their girls, their daughters, and have had guys just straight walk up and not even give a fuck that their old man and their dad is standing right there and straight try to take their old lady and their daughters off. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. They're mine now. Like, shit. And then, I'm like, So, they were, like, their dad had to be gone for the night, and I was there, and they're like, oh, I gotta go to work. I don't want to walk home tonight. And I'm like, where's your work at? They're like, it's like 4 blocks up that way. What time you get off? At this time. Go ahead and call me. I'll walk up there. I'll meet you when you get off if you can't get a ride, and I'll walk back with you. They're like, you're not scared? Fuck no, I'm not scared. Why?